budget of 50 billion, of course, it takes the same character like many of the budgets that come here. Same items, welfare, workshop. But I want to seek clarification. I know the nature of your work, technical. When I see here a list of procurements that you are making, and I'm asking this from my earlier experience. One time I went to civil aviation. They had to remove number plates from some of those firefighting trucks because the drivers were taking them out to do private work. So they removed them. So I see here iPhones, almost the 204, you are buying like 40 iPhones. 205, almost the same number. The same number of laptops. I may not go into the details of what you use them for, but I'm just looking at the management, having told you what happened to other government entities. And then I raised the issue of the budget. Finally, the issue the Honorable Masawa raises. I remember when we were processing the law that eventually created this authority, we had fear that this authority can also be deployed to do political work. And the reports in the media sometimes confirm our fears. So if they want to deal with the NGO, it becomes a matter of financial intelligence. If they want to deal with the politicians, to become... So I just allay my fears that all these investigations that you do, including what the Honorable Masawa said, freezing people's accounts, is work that actually I think whose intention is to safeguard the country, not the NRM government of Musasis. Because you might be doing dual work. You do your technical work, but also you do the politics. For now, Chairman, those are the issues on which I am seeking clarification.
Thank you, Honorable Anif.
Laundering. And I think that has been a high risk, has become a high risk area in terms of money laundering. Just wondering how the sector is being regulated at the moment, or whether you've addressed yourself to it.
Thank you, Honorable Kefa. Honorable Aleper.
This question directed to Honorable Musasi, the Minister. I have been making comparison policy statements from various ministries and departments. There are variations, and I remember Honorable Musasi, you worked on the guideline and you keep updating the guideline, the format for submission of policy statement. I think you needed to guide the accounting officers to stick to the format because it is part of the accountability tool that is necessary. And I think also even the regulations of Public Finance Management Act needs to be updated so that it is in line with the Public Finance Act 2024. Because of that, you find that certain informations are omitted by certain accounting officers. Like this one, I think, if I'm guided, the Treasury Memorandum position has been left out, others add, and so it brings a challenge. Secondly, the challenge is that, but before I go in that, Honorable Minister, as the economy grows, we collect more revenue. You know, remember, we used to have a budget of 11 trillion, now we are in a budget of 84 trillion shillings. There was a time government took a strategic decision to focus on key sectors that are enablers to the economy. But being here this financial year and for the last 5 years, you find that as the economy picks up, our budget moves from 11 to 20 trillion to 30 trillion to 40 trillion to 50 to 60 to 80. Every MDA keeps adjusting their budget, and every year they are unfunded. That means even if our budget moves to 200 trillion, we shall still have MDAs with unfunded. However, it seems government does not have key strategic priority to direct resource as the economy picks up. About 7 years ago, we directed resource for roads, and we closed on most of these activities. And you see the changes we have. Why don't you get back and really direct resource to key strategic areas like agriculture, and we avoid this situation where as the economy picks up, every MDA keeps increasing their vote. Every MDA will have unfunded. So you find that we do not focus, and we are going to remain there stunted in terms of policy planning and not putting resource, for example, in agriculture and other sectors that we talked about the other day. Now back to this, the issue of fear. You should be aware that this FIA Act has been pushed by the West. To this date, most of those countries in the West are involved in what somebody can call money laundering. They use it basically for political reasons to manipulate the third world. And I don't want to mention most of those countries that are experts in doing those money laundering in the Middle East and so forth, because that will take the debate at the global level. But back here, you have narrated challenges, which are D here. We have crises outside there, and we need to bring this institution that deal with IC to your purview. We all have phones, but these are phone service providers. Once you take your phone, your laptop for repair, because they are not, some of them are not registered, some of them are not regulated. They call themselves phone doctors, where we repair our laptops. They collect data of the clients, they pick password, and as a result, when somebody goes away, they hack the accounts of clients. If you talk to banks and you establish the hacking of members' clients' accounts, it's huge and it's very wide, and a lot of money goes. You also got some of these shops. They have cameras all over their counters. When you present your card like this, the camera will pick the card number. Then you present your card, and it will pick receive your card, turn it like this. He has picked both sides. And so many people are being robbed. And then they will hack the account and wire money to Middle East. So I want to invite you to really take the challenge you have raised in D, in page 17 here. Mr. Chairperson, is a serious challenge that FIA need to be supported in terms of resources needed so that we handle this IT system operational assets, including the private sector now. You need to move there, and you need to look at the technical capacity of these people, and we need to register them like we register lawyers. You need to focus on site inspection, as you have said, even of the private sector, and all this virtual payment system that we have. Because I've fallen a victim, but simply because I reported quite early. Otherwise, I've fallen victim several times, and I know some of the clients operating facilities, because I've gone there. So I really want to invite you and request means of finance that FIA need to be supported to address challenge D in page 17.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable. Honorable Kefa said there's something.
There's an issue Honorable Ekanya raises about the structure of the ministerial policy statement. Mr. Chairman, ministerial policy statements are not casual. They were created by the PFM, and the structure is defined. Where is he? He has already. So, Mr. Chair, any policy statement that does not comply with the requirements of the PFM should be rejected. If it doesn't qualify, then I have no apologies to make on his behalf. because the law is very clear, and we have asked all the MDAs, all the accounting officers, to ensure that whatever is brought.
Fighting the crime of money laundering, as you know, FIA was established in 2014 as a young organization, so it has been growing over time. And there's strong commitment for government to increase funding because, as many of you had heard, Uganda had been put under the FATF grey list. These are countries which have significant deficiencies in the fight against their financial crimes. When they assist and they find that, the financial system, the global financial system is connected. A transaction happening in one country in just seconds can find itself in another jurisdiction because of the connectivity and the innovations in IT. Therefore, there is need for countries globally to have systems in place which are able to fight these crimes on time. So government has made a deliberate effort to ensure that all the deficiencies which exist in the country are fixed. And this explains why the FIA budget has been increasing over time, because this is a commitment which government made with other international stakeholders to ensure that our country is safe from the crime of money laundering and terrorism financing. As you are aware, these are two major crimes which are transnational in nature and global, because the funds can move from one country to another country, and that's why we have to make strong efforts to ensure that our country is safe from attracting dirty money, which we call illicit financial flows. So that's what we do to ensure that such funds don't come, and the growth in the budget is aligned to the safety. So the number of activities which we have to put in place.
Mr. Idi, there have been concerns